everybody. This week's class is about the book reviews for the Dedicant Path. Because there's a little bit of issue with those on most occasions, that's why I've devoted an entire video to just that section. So let's take a look at the requirements for the book reviews. The requirements state short book reviews on at least one Indo-European studies title, one preferred ethnic study title, and one modern paganism title. These titles can be selected from the recommended reading list in the Dedicant Program Manual or the ADF website, or chosen by the student with prior approval of the preceptor. This has a 325-word minimum, which means 975-word maximum. Now, let's break that down a little bit. The titles do have to be off of the reading list or pre-approved. If you do decide to get a book pre-approved by our wonderful preceptor, then please ensure for the ease of reviewing for your reviewers, as well as to give yourself less of a headache when it comes time to submit, ensure that you include the approval from the preceptor in your at either your submission email or in your documentation itself. Now, the section says book reviews. These are essentially a book review or a book report with a review component. If we take a look at the rubric that the reviewers use to review, the adequate section, so the part that will make you pass, says word length adequate, so making sure you hit 325 words. Correct books used, so either having one off of one of each of those sections of the reading list or having pre-approval from Carrion, and covers the entire scope of the books. The easiest way to do this in a report fashion is to talk about a piece from the beginning, talk about a piece from the middle, talk about a piece from the end, and talk about how the review, and then the review side of it would be how you like the book, if you find it matches in with our druidry well, etc. I find the easiest way to explain it, a lot of people say it's a report, some people say it's a review, back and forth with the language. The easiest way to explain it is a book report with a review component. That's the way I've been finding explaining it makes sense to most people, because you do want the components of a book report, but want that little, 2 to 3, maybe 4 sentence review component at the same time. What else to say? Making sure you've got the right books for each category is a big deal. I will put the link to the page with the books on it at the bottom of this video so that you can make sure you're getting one from each component. For the ethnic study title, you do not have to do one from each of the different hearth cultures. You have to pick one hearth culture and one book. So don't think that that was too much. Some of the books are rather long. That is one thing. Make sure you're able to keep through it. If you are in one of those situations financially where it's a little harder to get your books, try interlibrary loans. Certain libraries can contact other libraries to track down books for you. They don't always have the same lending time, but it can be done. If you're checking Amazon, check the used section. Sometimes, depending on where you live, a used book plus shipping is much cheaper than one of the brand new books. Also, helps the earth a little bit because you're not having them print a brand new book and using more paper. So that's also an option. If you're outside of the United States, that can be a little bit of a shipping nightmare sometimes with regards to price. That's where check your own version of Amazon, as they typically have a lower price for the shipping. Also, if you have friends around, grove mates, if you're in a situation like that, see if they have some of the books. It's always a chance that they might. Other than that, email me if you have any questions, but yes, this section, book report with a review component, not just a review. Alrighty, so this is our second last video that I will be posting for this series. The next one will be the last video with regards to the Dedicant Oath, submitting the whole 9 yards. See you then.